Hello everyone, Mackie here. It is 11:32 p.m. on the 15th of June, 2026. We are 13 days out from the mid-season invitational 2026. And now that we have all the teams in a puzzle fitted together after all the months of blood, sweat, frustration, tears, agony, ecstasy, all this kind of stuff, the 11 teams are here and ready to fly out to the magical city of Daejeon for a shot of the most coveted title besides Worlds in League of Legends history. This is going to be 2 weeks of epic League of Legends actions. Best of fives of the wazoo. Expectations, high hopes, low pain, all this kind of stuff. Things you will see. Great plays, horrible mishaps, the whole 9 yards. History is going to be made by the victors and the losers by the end of this. And ladies and gentlemen, there will be some madness. Glorious, chaotic madness. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome everybody to the Mid Season Madness 2026 edition. Now, this, of course, is a continuation of the 2025 edition, in which we did the same thing but is in Vancouver. This time is in further west to Daejeon, South Korea. Not one of the big cities like Busan or Seoul or anything like that, but it's a pretty decent city, of course, to host an event like this. It's going to be taking place in the convention center, which is like the rest of MSI for the last couple of years, in a one standing event, which is cool. And by the way, this tournament will be domination format, which is the same thing as in the last four MSIs from 2022 onwards, with the playing stage being a one team gets to qualify for the entire tournament. Yes, I've already given you the details, of course, but and of course I will read them, but I wanted to let you know what's going to taking place for the next couple of days. Now, before we get to all the primers, the drops, everything you need to know about MSI and all kind of stuff, I think it is time for me to introduce myself to all the people. So before we get to that, I want to say hello, everyone. My name is Akeem Oral Houghton. I'm a League of Legends content creator since 2021. I have not much experience into the game. I don't play the game as much. And TFT, as great as it is, consider that the fact that TFT will get his own client and engine does not count in this case. So I don't have much League of Legends experience beyond a few games. I am not a caster or an analyst in any case, and based on a couple of times, I'm probably never going to be that way. So my knowledge of League of Legends in terms of the analytical and the shoutcasting thing is very, very low. I am from Port Antonio, I am in Port Antonio, Portland, Jamaica, 20 Town Road. I have been there for most of my life. Born in Kingston, but raised mostly at times in there for my 28 years. By the way, I am 28 years old. Hello, y'all. My YouTube channel has 88 subscribers and 43 followers on TikTok. Those are the two main channels that I use for my League of Legends content. Yes, I use a lot, sometimes Twitter and sometimes Instagram, but normally I use Twitter for my sports and some other stuff, and my Instagram for mostly sports and other stuff. So my main two social medias are YouTube and TikTok. That is just it. So I have 88 subscribers on my YouTube channel. I kind of started off with like a few subscribers, of course, but since the last couple of months and the last couple of days, it's been snowball to oblivion. And we are 12 subscribers away from our magical goal of 100 subscribers, which was the goal, of course, taking place either the end of MSI or the end of this year. And at this rate, it might be until the end of this year. But once I get 100 subscribers, it will be a glorious day for me. Now, I am not the only person who does League of Legends content. You're thinking I'm just a guy who talking League, and that's it. No. There are other people who does League of Legends content more better than me, more knowledgeable than me, but these are the people that I followed, that I learned from, that I, compete against, and these are the people that I admire. So there's are three channels that I admire, and the reason why I do my League of Legends content. First of all, anybody who knows David Shynock, he is a content creator from New York City. He has been doing League of Legends ever since his 100 Thieves days back then. He also does Call of Duty, but mostly League of Legends. He used to be a 100 Thieves then, now a T Law fan. He does a little bit co-streaming. He's not as hyperbole as K-Jules and the Doms of the world, and that's fine. He's a honest to God, down to earth kind of guy. He's a New York, well, he's born in Pennsylvania, but he's a New York guy. He knows his thing. He wants a League of Legends event in New York. He wants the New York Fives to be in the League of Legends, and I support that. I think me and David Shattuck got the same goals. He wants New York to be a hotbed of League of Legends. I want Jamaica to be the center of League of Legends. Even though, let's be honest, Jamaica is like below the tenem pole of League of Legends stuff. Like unlike Korea and China and NA and all kinds of stuff. But a kid can dream, or a man can dream, I guess. The next up is Psychopathic Poro. In case anybody will know, he provide you with on an analyst from the LEC, the LCS, and all kinds of stuff. But mostly at the times, regions that you don't even know. Like he upload content from the CBLOL and the LCP, regions that I don't watch as much, but I will get to learn about it. Like he uploaded a video about Furia's incredible CBLOL run, which makes me feel like I feel like Furia have a chance to do well in MSI. He also does co-streaming for the LCP, although I don't think he has co-streaming rights for the LCP. But I have to say that his knowledge around League of Legends, especially for a North American guy, is something to be admired. So yeah, he's a great follow. And by the way, his poros from the thumbnails and from his community in the Patreons are unbelievable design. If I were a Poro, if Poro is watching this right now, I want my design of a Poro. I want my Poro design to be the Jamaican flag, and that is it. That's just pretty much it. If he's watching this right now, just let me know, of course. And then finally, Last Free Nation. I've been following Last Free Nation for a couple of years right now, and when Monty and Thorin was on Summoning Inside, now is Thorin and Yamato Cannon, by the way. And they have other shows, of course, like Shut Up and Scale with um, Nymera and Peter Dunn. Yeah, Nymera and Peter Dunn. They have Power Spike with Dagon and Yamada and Yamato, by the way. He used to be Dom, but of course he does not. And then, of course, Let's Cover Korea with Dagon and Wolf. They have all the variety of League of Legends shows. Even though some of the opinions may be spicy, not be spicy to you guys. Speaking of, Hot Take Point Made is another League of Legends show that I followed with Zabatine and Kira, of course. That's another great show, of course. But it's not just League of Legends. They do show for Dota and Rainbow Six and gaming and movies. With, by the way, the anime arc with Foreplay is still going on right now. So even if Last Free Nation with your Thorins and your Richard Lewises and your Monties and your Nymeras are not the kind of people you knew because of agreements, fine. It is still a cup of tea. It is still an agreeable cup of tea. And if you feel like esports is burning down right now, you can just stick around for Four Horsemen, which is also another staple of mine. So those are the channels that I follow. There are many channels that I followed, of course, for League of Legends, but those are the main ones that I do. Now, I have attended the following. I have attended. Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay, yeah, okay. Sorry about that. There was a centipede on my bed, and I really wanted to pause or something, but I decided we do things live, guys. We do things live, and I squash it. So I'm probably gonna edit it out, but I'm gonna go full steam ahead. I went to the following schools: George Cowan Basin School, then Chebion Preparatory School. Then I went to Titchfield High School for a few years. And then I went to the Cultural, Agriculture, and Science and Education in Case for a few years, about 2 years, trying to do associate degrees of business studies. And it honestly, it was expensive and it did not work out. And as of this year, last couple of years, I'm officially unemployed. I have zero jobs to speak of, although I do a little bit of a job for my family in my workplace back in Anchovy. I'm still living with my parents. This is not even my room, by the way. My room is being, renovated, of course, because the whole house needs to be renovated with all the roof because it rains a lot, and it rains a lot, it floods a lot. So this is not even my current room. This is my temporary room for now. So I have no job, no nothing, just me talk about League of Legends, and that's it. It's a sad time for me, but it is what it is. My favorite region to watch is pretty much the LCK. I know what you're thinking. I used to do LEC, but ever since the LEC Discord has been gone, and to be honest, G2 just wins virtually everything. I just want a competitive region. And the LCK has that. Yes, Gen G, T1, and Honda Life Esports dominate the league, of course, for the last couple of years based on their dominance. But I like the storylines, the domination, the great plays, the history, the great players, all this kind of stuff. And consider the viewership compared to the LCS that it happened last weekend. It shows that the LCK is really, really strong. And my favorite caster to like is Kangas. Not because he likes all of my my tweets that I said, but he's a really good personality. He's a great caster. He's a lovable person. The segment with the bucket thing was absolutely the most funniest thing. Even though the LCS Roadshow was a complete dud in terms of budget cuts and all the kind of stuff that makes it feel a little flat with the viewership. Kanga's energy just makes it decent. At least he got that in spades. And my goal and my wish is for Kangas to cast the LCS finals or maybe Worlds finals or MSI finals. Maybe it might not happen, but a guy can dream. So does he. And my goal for this channel is pretty much simple to get 100 subscribers by the end of this year. I am 12 subscribers away from getting that goal. And if I do that, that's incredible. And maybe there'll be more to come. But that is the first goal I will get to 100 subscribers. And my also goal is to make Jamaica my hotbed of League of Legends. The League of Legends scene in Jamaica is not as hot. If you know Jamaica, we know great for track and field, a little bobsledding, soccer not as much, cricket not as much. League of Legends is kind of like the lowest of the low in terms of the hotbed. My goal is to try to use League of Legends as a way for people to educate, to play, so that high schoolers and college athletes can use League of Legends and esports, to be honest, because Kangas did an interview with the Arizona State University college team that plays League of Legends, and I was thinking to myself, why can my high school Titchfield can play League of Legends, or Kingston College, or Jamaica College, or St. Jago's, or something? I mean, it's a far fetch. It's a pipe dream, but I want to make pipe dreams feel reality. Maybe I'm not the guy that could do it, but I wish that by my usage of the channel, by my content, it will help others channel their way to build League of Legends into Jamaica, to make it decent. I want to see a Jamaican play for a top tier League of Legends team, like your LCS, your LEC, all the kind of stuff. I want that to happen. It's a tough sell, but I think it can happen. I think it can happen with my content help and with the people watching it and the people pulling through. That's gonna be my reality. So, and for that, I thank you. And now that is the end of looking in my mirror and telling everybody about myself. It is time for us to dive into the madness. And we're going to kick off the mid-season madness with our annual mid-season primer. And then after that, I will tell you what to expect for the next couple of days as we go through the next 2 weeks of preparation, of previews, and all the talk before we get to the actual big games. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the mid-season 2026 Primer. The 2026 League of Legends Mid-Season Invitational is headed to Daejeon, South Korea. MSI is the season's mid-year proving ground, where the best teams from every region collide to test their strength on the road to Worlds. With the MSI title and additional World Championship slots on the line, every match carries real consequence. Pros lock in on a rival, an enemy region, a former teammate, a lane opponent, and every game is a measure of dominance. This is MSI, rivalry fueled, character driven, and unapologetic bold. And of course, there's the rules about the MSI tournament, but I'm not going to go through all of that, to be honest. And by the way, I believe this is the official champion skin for MSI, by the way, which is going to be a wallpaper, by the way. And I believe that's Jin. I think it does look like a Jin here. I will find out when I go to go. So MSI 2026, and the theme for this one is Call Your Shot. That's the theme, ladies and gentlemen. MSI 2026. You better ready to go call your shot. Get ready to make a play, make a moment, make a statement. Call your shot. Be bold, be decisive, be aggressive, and make the moment that will last forever. Now, the MSI has two stages. The play-in stage, which will take place on June 28th and to July 1st, and the bracket stage, which is the 3rd to 6th, and then the 8th to 12th. And by the way, if you're going to be in person in Daejeon or in Arania, you got to check with Riot Games event policy to do all that. The schedule for the playing stage is going to take place from June 28th at, wow, this is a crazy time, 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, which is Eastern Time is going to be a little tough one, but the 29th, the 30th, and the 31st, and by the way, the 28th and 29th will be 8 p.m. Pacific Time, and the 30th and the 31st and the July 1st will be 1 a.m., and the bracket stage will be taking place at 8 p.m. from the 3rd to the 8th. Then the upper bracket will be at 1 a.m. And then July 10th will be 1 a.m. And then the lower bracket will be 1 a.m. And then the grand finals for the tournament will be taking place at 11 PDT. Eastern Standard Time is going to be a nightmare for you for me. Last year, it was perfect timing. I could get to watch games on a Friday evening and all kinds of stuff. This year, I'm not even sure I can bleach for like 3 hours at least. That's a tough one to beat. So, the qualified teams. Here are the qualified teams, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm going to go one by one. From the LCP, Team Secret Wales. From the LEC, G2 Esports. From the LCP, Deep Revolve, Relove, Deep Cross Gaming for sponsorship reasons. From the LEC, Common Corp. From the CB Furia, LPL's Top Esports, LCS representative Lion, LCK Life Esports, LPL and First Stand Champions, by the way, BLG, LCS representative Team Liquid Alienware, and LCK representatives T1. Now, of course, yeah, these are the qualified teams, so I already spoke my language, so yeah. The format, by the way, for MSI will be the same as the 2025. The only changes occurred in the playing stage. This year, the playing stage will feature a 14 elimination bracket that will qualify a single team into the bracket stage. And then the bracket stage will mean a double elimination, 8-team, best of 5, fearless draft. And for more information, and it's time for me to do my usual thing and just press the video and just let it be.
MSI is heading to Daejeon, South Korea, with some of the best teams from around the world. Here's everything you need to know heading into MSI 2026.
We're going to Silver Strike!
By the way, that is Captain Flowers from the LCS doing the talking.
This year, 11 teams will face off for the title, battling through an exclusively best-of-5 format with full fearless draft in every match. Which team will call their shot, take down their rivals, and secure their path to victory? Let's see what it takes to become the 2026 MSI champion.
Is there!
Yep, I called it. That is the Jin skin that is going to be implemented to the MSI. So, yes, that is Jin, ladies and gentlemen.
Rivals and secure their path to victory. Let's see what it takes to become the 2026 MSI champion.
I knew it was Jin from all along. I mean, you can notice the 4 things on his back and the shot. That is Jin, by the way. That is the skin that's going to be the main focus for this MSI. And I believe that people who buy the skin, of course, will share the revenue, global pool for the League of Legends thing. Yeah, so basically, buy the Jin skin, it goes to the revenue pool, all this kind of stuff. I will get to more details down below, but that is Jin by the way.
The tournament will be split into two stages, the play-in stage and the bracket stage. The top team from the LCK, LPL, LEC, LCP, LCS, and CBLOL will all automatically qualify for the bracket stage.
And by the way, because of BLG's victory in first stand, they and Top Esports are in the bracket stage. Okay, so that's 2 LPL teams in the bracket stage. The rest, of course, will be heading there. And also, CBLOL skipping the playing stage for the bracket stage and are worse. So make that what you will. Continue, Flowers.
The LPL second seed will also directly qualify for the bracket stage, since
Yep.
their representative, BLG, won first stand in March.
Redemption for BLG!
Yeah, and I still feel heartbroken as a Western fan, but it is what it is.
Second seeds from the LCK, LEC, LCP, and LCS will face off in play-ins, a best-of-5 double elimination bracket with seeding determined by their region's performance at first stand.
Ah, okay. That kind of makes sense. So I believe that's the reason why Team Liquid. I think that's probably the reason why Team Liquid gets a face off against T1. I think because I think Genji finishes in the semifinals, and North America did not even get in out of the group stage. So does LCK. And then, of course, LEC, by the way, made the finals, and then LCP did well. I'm kind of confused, but it is what it is. Regional performances by first time. Fine.
These 4 teams will compete until only one
Okay.
play-ins, a best-of-5 double elimination bracket with seeding determined by their region's performance at first stand. These 4
Okay, so that kind of explains, of course. That means that Common Corp will face off against Deep Cross Gaming, and then T1 will face off against T-Law. Which, by the way, I feel like the draw should have been done yesterday to, like, clear the air, but now that they've finally sorted out, I think it pretty much makes sense. It's based on their regional performances at first stand, so continue.
teams will compete until only one team remains, earning the 8th and final spot in the main event.
The public execution, trying to take down Elio. He does. He did the double.
In the bracket stage, the now 8 qualifying teams will play another best-of-5 double elimination bracket with matchups determined by a draw show.
Let me just say this right now. The double elimination best of 5 format. Thank you, Riot, for actually listening to the fans and actually give us a format that is the greatest format in all of League of Legends. Now, if you can do that for Worlds and get rid of the Switch stage, that is all fine. But hey, MSI got their own thing. Worlds got their own thing. It is what it is. Continue.
Teams will be split up into 4 tiers, with those tiers spread out across the bracket. Tier 1 will face off against Tier 4, and Tier 2 will compete against Tier 3. Teams from the same region will not be drawn on the same side of a bracket. The team that emerges victorious will secure an automatic spot at Worlds 2026, adding
Based on how their team is done.
a slot to its region's count. The second best performing region will also earn an additional slot at Worlds. That's everything you need to know about MSI 2026. It's time to see which of the world's best teams can successfully call their shot on their path to victory. Be sure to tune in from June 28th through July 12th to catch all the action on lolesports.com. While you're there, make your pick'ems and crystal ball predictions for free rewards. So log in to collect drops and be eligible for watch rewards in your region. See you in Daejeon.
Thank you, Captain Flowers. And by the way, I will explain to you all the drops and crystal balls, which, by the way, I'm not going to do a crystal ball pick on all the regions like I did last year. So, yeah. Anyways, these are the emotes that will be taking place. Drops are back once again for MSI. Tune in live for your shot at exclusive event awards, including the brand new Ducky and No Running icons featuring Yanara and Renekton. That is Ducky with Yanara, and that is No Running by Renekton, the lifeguard Renekton. and special activations from partners like Opera, GX, Secret Labs, and Coinbase. These rewards are only available during MSI, so don't miss your chance to collect them while the action unfolds live. To earn MSI 2026 drops, watch matches live on lolesports.com while logging with your Riot ID. Now, if you're Twitch subscribers, of course. And by the way, it said the Twitch subs are back for MSI. All Twitch subscribers to the LoL Esports channels enjoy benefits like custom chat emotes, badges, and ad-free viewing. Riot will allocate a portion of the proceeds to the global revenue pool, which directly supports leagues and teams in the LoL Esports ecosystem. And yeah, these are all the kind of stuff. I did get a first stand badge while, of course, watching the first stand tournament, so it's incredible. You get loyalty points, ad-free viewing, channel points, all the kind of stuff. It's basically the same thing, of course. And the pick'ems, by the way. The pick'ems. The pick'ems powered by AWS returns for MSI, giving fans a chance to predict tournament results and earn in-game rewards. You can make your picks at lolesports.com or directly in your League of Legends client. And the participation, you get the exclusive El Tigre Braum pinfall emote right there. Top 50% will get the exclusive Zenit Games Blitzcrank Settle the Score icon and participation award, which is right there. And then top 25% will get the Janitor Thresh and Zach Cleanup emote with everything from the 50% and participation, which is right there. And if you score the March Madness version of a perfect bracket, the top 100% will get a Broken Covenant Jin skin, which is, by the way, the let's just see right there. Yeah, this is a Broken Covenant Jin skin, and with all of this, yes, so you get the Jin skin and everything involved with it if you score a perfect bracket. Which, by the way, I was so close to getting that last year. It was brutal for me. And this is the Crystal Ball, by the way, of course. And the MSI Crystal Ball is powered by AWS. It rises MSI for the very first time. Yes! Make your choices around the tournament meta before a single match is played and see how well you can predict what may come ahead. Crystal Ball will challenge fans to forecast the biggest trends, how players will perform, and other exciting moments of MSI. 4 predictions will resolve after play-ins, with the remaining 16 resolved at the end of MSI. So keep your eyes peeled to see if your foresight can rival a professional analyst. Will a surprise pick dominate the tournament unexpectedly? Will teams widely veer off course and completely change their composition from the regular season? Question in everyone's minds: will team will finally appear on the international stage for the first time in years? No, no, no. Last time I saw Temu in the international stage was 2022 Worlds in play-ins, and that was Israel's playing it. And I'm glad I don't want to see that again. Log in your predictions at lolesports.com or directly in your League of Legends client before the first match on June 28th to earn bracket rights and exclusive doesn't look good emote. Where's the emote? Okay, fine. Okay. The 2026 skin promotions. Broken Covenant Jin has been selected as the official LoL Esports revenue share champion and skin for MSI 2026. Fans can support their favorite teams by purchasing the Broken Covenant skin for 1350 RP, the Border Get Bundle 2660 RP, or the Chroma Bundle 4110 RP, with individual chromas also available at 290 RP each. Once a champion is crowned, we will release celebratory MSI winner accessories, including an MSI winner icon, 250 RP, and an MSI winner emote with 350 RP, continuing the tradition of honoring the tournament victors. The MSI winning region will be able to purchase these accessories for 1 blue essence each to sweeten the deal. A portion of the proceeds from all Broken Covenant Jin and MSI winning offerings will be shared with the LoL esports teams competing in 2026, reinforcing our commitment to supporting the competitive ecosystem, or whatever that is. The International Tournament skin promotion from July 13th to 20th were giving players a chance to grab the same skins used by the winning team during the finals at a discount. You'll be able to pick up individual skins at 33% off. Please note that Ultimate, Mythic, Variant, Exalted, and Transcendent skins are not included in this promotion. If one of these is used during the finals, it'll be replaced with a comparable eligible skin. And finally, co-streaming. Actually, not the finally. By the way, merchandise. As League of Legends esports continue to expand its coach streaming initiatives, MSI 2026 continues to feature the largest coach streaming roster in the tournament's history. For MSI, the coach streamer hub, powered by Opera GX, will attract more than 100 coach streamers to participate, offering fans around the world new and diverse ways to engage with the event through an interactive directory of coach streamer channels across a wide range of languages and variant styles. And by the way, I can just reveal some of them. Kadrol, Jinxie is going to be in it, Kitty, and that's it. Those are three that I know, but you already know them. In keeping with the approach used for past international events, the MSI 2026 coach driven program remains invite only, spotlighting a number of community creators who have been actively covering regional leagues throughout the year. This approach brings familiar faces to the global stage and gives fans a chance to experience the tournament alongside their favorite personalities in one centralized location that's easy to search and navigate. One day I'll be there. One day. One sweet, glorious day. But not right now. In continuation with past international events, all teams that qualify for MSI 2026 are also invited to co-stream the entire event and are encouraged to collaborate with officially affiliated content creators. We'll unveil the full lineup of remote co-streamers on June 22nd, with on-site co-streamers to be announced closer to the final week of the tournament. And look at these sweet merch. I mean, listen, let's be honest, the hockey jersey merch from last year was the coolest thing ever because Canada, hockey, all the kind of stuff. But I say this is fine. This is kind of like a little bit of tange green, little darkish green, kind of like matching the Covenant Jin skin and all that kind of stuff. It's dark, it's abrasive, it's kind of like a junkyard feel, like the picture is out. It's kind of fine. Now, make our statement and call your shot with the MSI 2026 apparel capsule. This year's collection taps into the vibrant energy that MSI always bring forth. Risky bets, captivating rivalries, and savage upsets. For those who can make it to Daejeon and MSI in person, select pieces from the capsule will be available online starting June 22nd for a limited time. Availability may be vary to region, and these are all the regions. Next up, for the MSI Fan Fiesta. Fans can step into the world of League of Legends and MSI at the Fan Fiesta, running from 3 to 8 p.m. KST July 3rd to 9, excluding July 7th, and 1 to 8 p.m. KST on July 10th to 12th. At the heart of the experience is the Immerse Lock Experimental Zone. Yes, by the way, Lock is the brand new champion for the game, the only champion being released for this year. And by the way, based on Riot rules, they cannot play this champion throughout MSI. So make that what you will. Where guests journey through a chilling demon forest inspired by the Lock and Vein story, complete with champion voice lines and cinematic environments. And by the way, I kind of saw the cosplay between these two at the Roadshow event at LCS Finals in Arizona. So that's kind of cool. Fans can also test their skills in the Arcane Zone, featuring League-inspired mini-games like Barris Mind Duel, Smack the Demon, Arrow into the Demon, LOL Trivia Cards, and more. Additional divisions include Team Boots, Red Bull, and Soup Chizik experiences, creator cosplay experiences, Artist Alley, Ride Store, and more. I think they didn't mention the sponsors, but I think you can say that Opera, Coinbase, Esports World Cup, the whole 9 yards. That's basically it. So that is the Esports Primer. So it's basically the same thing as last year. I mean, the thing was, to my opinion, it's kind of like a downgrade from last year because of hockey jersey and the Canadians 5. It was cool, but this is kind of cool. Risky bets, all kind of stuff. It's kind of like a category feeling, I guess. If you know, you know. And that's fine. So, ladies and gentlemen, that concludes the primer and everything you need to know about MSI 2026. As for me, what do you expect for the next couple of days? Now, of course, this is a busy time for me because World Cup and a lot of stuff be going on. But for the next couple of days, I wanted to do something different. I want to do a little bit different from what I did from the last mid-season invitational and the difference. So, see this wheel, see this beautiful wheel that I did. This wheel has the 11 teams that have qualified for the mid-season invitational. It's supposed to show up right now in a couple of minutes. And wait for it. It's going to show up. Just waiting for it to show up. There you go. This is my MSI wheel. Now, normally I've been doing an MSI wheel, which is like spin the wheel, you pick the team, you preview, and then you go on, you spin the wheel, you do the team, and move on. But for this year, I want to do something different. Every day, starting tomorrow, or by the way, this morning, because it's midnight, by the way, I'll be previewing a specific team for MSI, kind of the same thing with Psychopathic Poro doing a preview of each team. And I will go through all the stats, the journey, how they get there, my narrative previews, of course. It's not going to be as highly cut as the Psychopathic Poro videos, but it's going to be me telling you what you need to know about each team going to MSI and how do I feel. I will rank the players, I will tier the players, I will, talk about their journeys, the number of games doing done, all that kind of stuff. So you get to know each team based on a statistical but a narrative preview. And that'll be fun, of course. I will also talk about champion spotlight, about which champion you need to focus for this MSI, which, by the way, is going to be taking place on patch 26.13, which is going to be a little bit of a change from patch 26.12. But if we're going to be like, Riot does not touch the patch as much and everything like that, those are going to be sting. Although MSI patches will be a little bit different as the regular season patches. For my YouTube and TikTok shorts, I will be doing Mackey's mid-season stories or mid-season history. Talk about every single mid-season invitational that have been done from the very first year of the mid-season invitational until the last year. And I'll be talking about it in about a minute, of course, just keep it short, keep it light, and all kind of stuff. Along with other news that's going to probably leak out of League of Legends if we can, breaking news and all kind of stuff. So we're going to be talking about, like, in a couple of hours, of course, the first mid-season invitational with the famous Faker LeBlanc and Shut Up by EDG and all that kind of stuff. A little bit of history. Not too much to go through, but a little bit of history. So stay tuned for that. As for me talking about MSI and watching this, I am not sure I can watch every single MSI like last year. It's not going to be like last year, of course. But I will be previewing the games, of course, and reviewing the games on my short. And I'm probably going to do my statistical analysis on, like, the same thing with, like, Timu of the series and the play of the game and all kind of stuff on my main channel almost every single day. Talk about the series and what it means and all kind of stuff. So that's going to be something to be different. So yeah, that's going to be me preparing for a chaotic MSI with a chaotic World Cup going on. Although you could say that this is going to be taking place with the World Cup pretty much closer to the rear view mirror as anything. So anyways, I have to say, yeah, this is going to be fun. This is going to be an absolute fun. MSI and Worlds are kind of my favorite events. It's pretty much the reason why my viewership is coming Google, but also talk about the stories. Stories that I don't think Riot can ever touch, of course, consider the budget cuts and everything like that. But I will try my best to talk about each and every team in each and every region and talk about it and learn about it and do all kinds of stuff. Through watching Psychopathic Poro's videos, through watching David Shanox, or everything like that, and then give my take, my 2% about everything that's going on. So, anyways, I want to thank each and every one of you for watching this primer, and thank you all for watching this video. If you like this video, please like, comment, subscribe. TikTok, YouTube, Shorts, Twitter, all this kind of stuff. I'll be talking about all this kind of stuff. And ladies and gentlemen, it's time to call your shot and let the madness begin. Enjoy the rest of your day. Peace out.